Welcome everybody to Golden Drop. My name is Sharon McDonald and I'm happy to be your host today. We're going to talk about fatigue and mental clarity. And this isn't going to be your normal fatigue and mental clarity presentation or Q&A or essential oil know-how. It's going to take a little bit different of a spin today, because what's interesting is the essential oils that are highlighted this month from doTERRA actually play a really big role in what I'm going to share today. I have a blog for those of you who do not know, and I love the blog because it gives me a space to be able to share with people the love and knowledge that I have of essential oils that I've accrued over the last 8 years, 10 specifically, but really over the experiences I've had over 20 years of using essential oils really have compounded in the last 8 years, because I consistently look up in my book on emotional levels, on how-to levels, like everywhere I can get my hands on information. To simplify the process for you is what my goal is and my mission, and has been from the day I started our doTERRA business. So I'm really thrilled to be able to be here today, and much of this you're going to be able to find on our blog at oils2go, oils the number 2 and then the word go .com, and you'll be able to see some of these recipes. But I'm going to be giving you some very intact information on how to use Cypress, Grapefruit, and Geranium, and this lovely little product, Mito2Max. It's my favorite. So we're going to talk about this and how it relates to any mental clarity issues that you're having. I'm also going to bring in a little bit of an emotional piece. I'd love for you to be able to type in your comments. If you're joining us on the replay, just put them below and tag me, and I will answer any of those. And if you're live here with us right now, you can raise your hand and ask those later. We have 15 minutes together, and we're going to make the best of it. So let's talk about geranium. doTERRA just brought a new geranium out, okay? And the new geranium, you will see Emily Ray talking about this, comes from Lunga Lunga, Kenya. And they're doing some transplanting of this plant in many different areas, but the co-impact sourcing of this is really tremendous. And the new, very floral-like rose scent of this new geranium is fantastic. It's going to give some real calming, lovely aromas for you to be able to help. The interesting thing about geranium, which I find interesting, is this is really good for anger. So someone who's dealing with anger issues and self-loathing, or just in general, you're grouchy, this essential oil is really, really good. When you combine it with grapefruit, you get, oh, I put grapefruit on the lavender bottle. That was not good labeling on my part. So when you combine geranium with grapefruit and you add the driving force and really woody smell of cypress, you can get a very fantastic aroma for diffusing. Okay, you need to, I'm not going to give you 3 drops of this, 2 drops of that. Just make sure in a diffuser that you have roughly 10 drops of essential oil in your diffuser so that it really is powerful within your home. But you need to learn to decide what smell you like the most of, and then work with that, okay? Be a little alchemist there. So if you really don't like the smell of geranium, add less of that and add more grapefruit. So for example, I will give you an example. Grapefruit, I would do 6 drops of grapefruit, 2 drops of geranium, and then maybe 2 drops of cypress, okay? You can even add in tangerine to that, and it is a beautiful essential oil blend, Okay, so that is just an example of something that you would do when you're kind of playing with scents. If you love geranium, you're going to add more geranium. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. But these essential oils are also, when you see a diffuser blend that you love, you can put it in your bath. And that bath is so relieving oftentimes to be able to help us really gain focus and clear our minds of the day, wash away any of that fatigue that we're going on. And we live in a really high pressure world. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to climb into a bathtub with Epsom salt and a little baking soda and mix it all up with your essential oils. And so I just take a big handful of Epsom salt and then put my essential oils in that, and then grab a handful of my baking soda and throw it into my bath, right? So the first thing is take a handful of Epsom salt, put my essential oils in, throw it in my bath, and then just take a big handful of baking soda and throw it in my bath too. And it just mixes up really nicely. It gives something for those essential oils to latch onto and really gets into our skin and softens, and it's beautiful. So in Emily Wright's presentation, she actually talked about using geranium with arbor vitae. She swears that's a beautiful blend. I haven't gotten to try it yet, but Renee's giving me a thumbs up that that's a beautiful thing. Just remember that geranium, grapefruit, and cypress all will blend really, really well with tangerine. And I love tangerine. My kids always walk away with it, and it's not in my toolbox here, which I don't know why, but it's gone at the moment. Otherwise I would pull it out. But it is a real, oh, here it is. I found it. So tangerine. So those 4 essential oils, if you suffer from any fatigue, mental fog, and clarity, and always know if you're foggy, frankincense is your best friend. Okay, because frankincense really cuts through that. Putting a drop of frankincense on the roof, on your thumb, pushing it to the roof of your mouth, as bitter as it is, it will really help clear up that. When you put it in your bath, it's a beautiful essential oil blend that just adds that extra touch. So don't be afraid to use your frankincense. Okay, I have another diffuser blend that I'm going to give you. This is because a question? You're muted.
You were muted. I muted you by accident, so sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Just for that quick second, just for that last like 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. So we live in the forest, and I love the smell of nature. And so I'm going to give you one for spring. Those of you who are jonesing for spring, I'm going to give you a diffuser blend for that. And I'm going to give you an earthy, really yummy essential oil blend for that, because I feel very strongly that when you can diffuse essential oils into your space, you can drop your fatigue level. You can turn it into a roller ball if you are really needing that constant, perfume-like feeling to be able to keep yourself calm and in a state of balance. So the first recipe I'm going to give you is the early morning yummy earthy blend. You can call it whatever you want, but it's going to be 3 drops of cypress, 3 drops of Siberian or white fir. It doesn't matter. If you have, doTERRA is phasing out white fir because it's not sustainable anymore, and they're replacing that with Siberian fir. So you can use either one. So 3 drops of white fir or Siberian fir, 2 drops of frankincense, 1 drop of clove, and 1 drop of peppermint. Okay. So that's a really great earthy kind of essential oil blend that you may love. So the next one is an early morning blend, okay? This is a springtime early morning blend that I love, gets me going. And so we are going to use, are you ready? 3 drops of cypress, 3 drops of bergamot or bergamot, depending on where you live in the world, and 3 drops of lemon. Okay, And I'm going to ask you to try 1 to 2 drops of tangerine in that and see how you like it. You could also replace the tangerine with grapefruit. Okay, so it would be your choice on that. Okay, so those are some really great recipes. Now I'm going to give you one more for mood lift, along with, then we're going to talk about Mito2Max and we're going to finish up. Okay, so this diffuser blend I call Lift. It's one of my favorites. And it's 5 drops of grapefruit, 3 drops of rosemary. Rosemary is very good for mental clarity. It's very good for respiratory systems. It's a beautiful essential oil and really something that I think we underutilize a lot. 2 drops of peppermint, 1 drop of Cypress. And if you want to give it that kick, you can add geranium or tangerine to that too. So it's up to you. It doesn't matter on the geranium or the tangerine. Just kind of go with, you know, like smell it and go, oh, I think I want, this is where we get to use our intuition. One of the things I'm going to push anybody that works with me or comes on to listen to what I have to share. I'm always going to push you to lean into your intuition and learn how to be this little bit of an alchemist for yourself. So let's talk about Mito2Max. Those of you who are caffeine addicts and have to have the cup of joe every morning or a Red Bull or anything like that, and you really are wanting to get rid of that in your diet, Mito2Max is your best friend. It really helps with mental clarity. It is a natural, it's not, you know, my husband used to call it catnip. He probably still does, but back in the day, he used to call it catnip. And it is just, it's full of whole food herbs that are absolutely really good for memory, for energy, and for those who are lacking in testosterone, it will help boost that testosterone production and energy for that, right? So that is a beautiful product to be able to use if you're just getting back into the gym. I know we're coming into spring and people are trying to get swimsuit ready. So this is a really great product to be able to use. You will take, these capsules are normal capsules, and if you aren't a capsule person, drop it into a smoothie. But this is a really great product you can use. So this is about how big they are. You can open them up into a smoothie, but this is the color, and they have a pretty pungent smell. But you would take 2 of those in the morning and 2 at night. Okay, I can't take 2 at night. I have to take them by 3 o'clock in the afternoon because too much energy. But this is my favorite thing to use when I'm traveling. And all of these essential oil blends that I've given you for the diffuser today, again, turn them into rollerball recipes for yourself in a 5 ml rollerball or even smaller. And you can, you know, because they've got the 1/4-inch drams now. So you can use these to be able to lift yourself up while you're traveling and give yourself some boost, especially when you're traveling time zones. And so when I travel to Europe or anywhere else in the world, this is my best friend, 3 o'clock, gotta have it. Every time, all the time. So that's all I have to share today, you guys. Are there any questions or comments?
I have a quick question. So
Yeah.
my friend actually said that her testosterone level is low. No, this is a female. So this would be good for Mito2Max, would be that?
Yes, absolutely. Most of the time, many women are really low in testosterone. And it's getting more so especially if you're estrogen dominant. So, right, it tends to, especially with, you know, it's interesting because men get very aggressive with testosterone, right? Women do too when they have too much. But when you have too much estrogen in your body, you also become crazy and lunatic, kind of like that. Sex drive goes way down for women when they have too much estrogen, but it's the kind of that same, you know, teeter-totter there with emotions and aggression and that kind of thing.
And I didn't catch it. Do you do this daily or just as needed?
Oh, for me, Mito2Max is totally an as needed. But if I needed it, I would use it all the time. So it is not something that I use every single day.
Perfect. And then Kira has some new people if you want to welcome everybody.
Oh, I would love anybody who's brand new. We want to congratulate you and welcome you and thank you for joining us, whether you're joining us live right now or those of you who are joining us for the first time on our replay. So Kira, why don't you welcome your people that are here? It's wonderful. I know you're driving. Maybe if you're
sorry, I was talking back and forth with Mally. I'm not sure what's going on with her phone, but she can't hear you, so she's just going to listen to the replay. My girlfriend Jennifer is on by phone, and she's one of our new members. Hi, Jennifer. I think she's unmuted, or she is muted rather. But so that's just for Meta. There she is. Hey, girl.
Hey. Hey, Jennifer. It's so nice to have you here today.
I'm driving. I could put on the
It's okay.
Jennifer had a blast with the BOGOs. She got tons of them, and she's sharing them with the people in her dental office, which works. And then Justine is down in Florida. Say hi, Justine.
Hey, Justine.
Hi. There's Justine. Justine's down in Florida. She's actually my husband's cousin. So we're close. And then Zena is here. She's wonderful. We love Zena. She's here all the time. And then
every week.
She's got some issues going on there. And I think that's everybody.
Well, we have someone special who's near and dear to my heart on here today. Kim Maher is like a sister to me, and she and my sister right above me in age is they're best friends, and she's seriously like family. So it's good to see you here, Kim. I really love and appreciate you. Justine, it's good to see your picture. Hey, girl. Jennifer.
Hi.
Okay. Hi. Well, thank you so much for being here. Does anybody have any questions about what we've talked about today? Any concern? Okay. Well, if we're done, I just want to talk to you a little bit about paying it forward. We live on a budget and really pretty much always have. And so when I look at my budget, I remember when we first started using doTERRA and they had this loyalty reward program, we were like, what's that? You know, my husband said, finally, after we learned about being able to earn, rebate points back at 30%, 10 to 30% more on top of what we were purchasing, we thought, oh my gosh. And he said, you can buy whatever you want on that doTERRA loyalty program because nobody pays me 10 to 30% back to love on a product. And so we save hundreds and hundreds of dollars a year using this loyalty program. So pay it back to your budget by making your orders a loyalty order. And if you are loving your product, you know what, your neighbor and your family and your friends, they want to know what you're doing. So don't be shy about sharing something that you're using and pay it forward to them and help them become their first defense in their home. It doesn't mean you're going to be doing this as a business, and I don't want to scare anybody off, but people want what we have, especially as our healthcare system changes. We've got so many people that are looking for alternative answers that you are holding in this little bottle of essential oil. There's a lot of hope here in this bottle. And so share your knowledge, share your love. It doesn't mean you're vomiting or selling or doing anything crazy. Get comfortable and confident in who you are and what you're doing for your family. And all you're doing is sharing experiences. Those that want it will take it. Those that won't are just going to have their own opinions, and that's okay. That makes the world a great place. So thank you so much for joining us. You can find these recipes and everything on our blog, oils2go.com, under the blog. And if you are looking for the replays of Golden Drop, you can find them on YouTube, Sharon McDonald, and just look under Golden Drop or Google Golden Drop Sharon McDonald, and you'll find lots of replays for this. Thank you so much for sharing my time with me today, and I really appreciate each one of you. Bye.